We got a little bit of time. Evan and Alex will be joining us momentarily, and we'll get the second episode of Rise Up after night. Oh, what up, Alpha? ¿Cómo está? What up, Guri? Alex, how's it going, sir?
Oh, shit. It's good. It's good.
Coming on here, cussing immediately. Gonna get us banned.
I'm switching from one stream to another.
Oh, dude, you're streaming all over the place.
All over the place. Well, I've been hanging out in the Web3 gaming charity stream all day.
Oh, dude, nice. Well, hey, you're all warmed up. Hope you're not tired of talking about some crypto.
Hell no, dude. Hell no.
How's the day been? How's the morning going while we wait for Evan to join us?
All right, sorry. I can hear you now. Say that again.
How's the day been since we spoke in the morning while we wait on Evan to join us?
I tried to channel a little bit of my extra will. Did I get as many videos as you posted today? No, but we did better than I usually do. So you know what? I'm going to call it a win. And
there it is.
Like I said, I was hanging out with Sam on his stream. He's in the middle of a 24-hour stream for the Extra Life Children's Hospital charity. They are they're 10 hours in right now, and currently at $28,215 raised. So they're killing it.
You know what? I love seeing. Oh, we got that go. We got that go.
It must be me.
7.
Test.
Are we?
Audio's good
There
now.
we go.
Okay.
We're good.
Well, guys, everyone, welcome. If you don't know who any of us are, you have Alex, Evan, and myself. We are the hosts of the Rise Up show. Typically, we are doing Rise Up morning shows, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday through Thursday. But every Thursday evening, we do Rise Up After Dark. Also, where we do deep dive altcoin analytic reviews, give them grades, give feedback. And we have a slew of coins on my whiteboard that we're going to go through, but we'll take 3 or 4 coin suggestions from the audience as well. Now, before we get started, before we do some other intros, I want everybody to know that it is our goal here at Rise Up. Our end goal is to help make people self-sufficient at navigating this Web3 crypto space on your own, not to rely on influencers, because when you do that, you run into the danger of running into a bunch of grifters, scams. There are a ton of scams in these projects. We want to help give you the tools and processes that we use to be successful in this space, so you can take them, not just copy them, but turn them into something that is right for you, whether it is for investing in coins, whether it is just to learn about new technology, or to get on chain and experience and learn how to build a community in this space without necessarily putting your hard-earned money at risk. So that is the goal here at Rise Up. And we have ourselves, Alex and Evan. Alex, you want to do a quick little intro on yourself? Go for
it. Sure. Yeah. Wow. It's been a minute. I'm Alex. I am one of the co-hosts of the Rise Up. It's morning somewhere. Someone's got morning right now.
Got morning. Yeah.
My personal mission here is to help people navigate Web3 safely without scaring anyone with any bullshit, shilling anyone any garbage, or shaming anybody for asking any questions. There is no wrong pace to learn this stuff at. There's a ton of shit to learn. And I always say that in the same way you don't need to be an auto mechanic to drive to the grocery store, you do not have to be a software engineer to learn about Web3. So if you're at all curious, or you're skeptical, or you think it's all a crock of shit and a scam, you're in the right place. There is no incorrect opinion here. So stoked to do this. This is my favorite format. Just the churning through tokens. This is how I started 3.5 years ago making content here, and I'm so excited that we're running this format again. So stoked to be here.
Beautiful, man. Evan, what do you got?
Hey everybody, my name is Evan. I'm a storyteller and an artist in the medium of communication, which basically means I really enjoy breaking down big ideas in simple ways so that anybody can understand them. I have done a little bit of this and that all over my life, and in the Web3 space, I have co-founded a community or company or two with this guy, Alex, And now I spend a lot of my time as an educator or helping other founders try and figure out how they can bring impactful products to the world, because I believe that the most important thing anybody in cryptocurrency can do right now is tell a better story so that everyday people like me can understand what the heck this stuff is and why it might actually matter. So that's what got me here, and people like this, people like you, that's what keeps me here. If there's anything I can do to support you, let me know. I'm excited to dive into some tokens.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate it, guys. And,
oh, yeah, and let me tell you real quick, I forgot to say, tonight, since it's after dark, this is what I'll be drinking. Kim brought this back from Wisconsin. Look at this awesome can. It's a kitten with a gun and a Rambo headband riding on a unicorn who's breathing fire.
It looks
and I'm pretty
like
sure they're riding on a
that
rainbow.
should be worth far too much.
Yeah, it's called Fantasy Factory. It's an IPA from Carbina Brewing. This is my first sip, so we'll see if it makes me feel like this. I sure hope so.
I have spit off camera.
I've been to that brewery.
Have you?
Oh, really?
I think they should do NFTs. This absolutely would be in every DGen's hands. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So all of their cans are completely out of pocket.
Eli is apparently born and raised from Wisconsin. Eli, you got to go get that beer if you haven't had it, man. I'll be drinking my Guinness, though, because anything else is just a waste on me.
You're a loyal man. Alex, are you imbibing tonight, or are you keeping it clean?
Well, Christina just asked if we're getting ready to get wild tonight, and I was going to say the first token that I read that I've been assigned to chair the conversation of in the group chat just a minute ago is Shib. So if that's any indication about how the stream is going to go, then I think I definitely need a beverage of some sort. So let me go grab.
If you guys don't know some context, all of us are very skeptical of meme coins, but Alex, to the nth degree with his public criticism of the memes. Also, thank you, sir. So when I was dishing out who was going to get the coins, and by the way, the coins we're going to go over tonight are Chainlink, Banana, Lido, AIOZ, LSS, Shib, Spike, and Moonwell, and we'll add 2 or 3 coins from you guys in the chat as well. I thought it would be pretty hilarious if I dedicated Shib to Alex. So, you know, that just seemed like a really good idea and a good time, and probably gonna create some certain, rant by Alex. Oh, there he is. He's gotta go Casper. Well, guys, we'll wait for Alex to get back with his drink. But if you kind of want to sum up our personalities, Alex is the engineer, Evan is the philosopher, and I'm the corporate businessman. Gross, I know.
President
gross.
Business, oh man.
President business numbers. Oh, Crypto Machinery only heard one of those coins. Wait, really? I'd be curious.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this batch of tokens and interested to see what people will say next. I already saw in the chat somebody said they were curious to hear our takes on ETH, if anything would or could ever displace it maybe in 10 years. That could be a fun one to talk about. So let us know below what you want to hear. Are we just twisting our mustaches, guys? Is that what we're doing?
Well, because Crypto Machinery said Lord Watson, so I just imagine my monopoly mustache.
I see. Well, listen, man, I'm excited about it. Leave your comments below. If we don't get to them here, we definitely will get to them if you throw them in the Discord. The Discord is free to join. You can find it at theriseuppmorningshow.com. I'm sorry I was stepping on your toes, but I wanted to let people know, Will.
All good, man. No, if I have any gaps here, go on in and fill them, right? Which is a financial thing anyway, and also, well, sexual, but skip that. Alex.
just before we start, I'm gonna give this plug once or twice during the stream, just because he's killing it and he's a good friend of mine and I love him. Sam, I've got him running in the background here. Sam's over here, 10 hours into a 24-hour live stream for charity. If you would like information about it or you would like to donate, I've got several recent tweets on my Twitter that can get you over there. Sam Stephanie on Twitter. Like I said, they are currently at $28,215 donated. The first $25,000 of which has been matched. So they're actually over $50,000 raised so far in the first 10 hours. And they're not even halfway done.
Oh,
so
I love that.
Drop by after we're done here. I'm going to go back over there, head over there, hang out, say hi, tell them Alex sent you. They're very, very, very good people. So worth it if you're going to throw $20 into something like Shib, which I'll talk about, then you can donate a couple bucks instead to Extra Life. through Sam. So
You guys, not everybody in the crypto space are scammers. Most of them are, but not everybody. But all right, guys, let's get into some
let's do
altcoins.
it. Yes.
First up, we have Chainlink. So Alex and Evan, you guys can start on the research. I'll do a quick overview. If you guys are unfamiliar with Chainlink, you're either newer to the space, most likely, or maybe you just got into 1 or 2 or 3 coins and didn't look at any others. Chainlink, it is one of the largest coins in the space, and it is incredibly important. I would call it absolutely critical infrastructure for the crypto space. It is what we call an oracle. That's the term for it. But what that means is that it is a data pipeline that connects the traditional world of data. So like traditional businesses, data sets, that could be the traditional financial world. That could be weather data. That could be sports data. That could be anything that doesn't sit on a blockchain, and connects it so that data that does sit on a blockchain can pull from it, i.e. a smart contract, i.e. any application built on a blockchain. Now, just to describe that, why that's a thing that's needed is because data that sits, or applications that sit on a blockchain, cannot natively read data that sits outside of it. So if a business wants to take portions of their business and put it on chain, they need to use something like Chainlink, kind of the name, right? It links the data pieces. To that degree, Chainlink is the most popular oracle by a country mile. Basically, it's at this point where if Chainlink goes down, like the entire industry goes down. But Chainlink, we don't really have any fears of that. Heavily audited, fantastic organization. PIF, I just see that mentioned. PIF is their biggest competitor, but specifically focusing on pricing connections, pulling pricing data from cryptocurrency feeds for decentralized applications, particularly decentralized finance applications, which are things like exchanges built on chain. So that's the overview on Chainlink. Guys, are you pulling up anything to...
Yeah, I would just say if you want to zoom out and talk about price for a second, because a lot of people right now are speculating on Chainlink, that it is interesting to note that Chainlink has had some ups and downs, and so people think it could go up again because, like Will said, pretty much everybody uses it. Now, this is when the token became available, started to be tracked in 2018. This is its all-time high price in 2021, just about $50. And this is where it sits today. It's pinging kind of between 10 and 15. It's down locally in the last couple of months with a market cap of $6 billion. Now, if it's the kind of solution that's going to touch everything, like Will said, you might have a reason to suspect that it could go back up to that kind of a price. But one of the things I always like to note about Chainlink and about a lot of different cryptocurrencies is that this is a product that people use. And the people who use it, that kind of quashes the folks who are speculating on it. A parallel example would be VeChain. VeChain has found its target audience, and that target audience might grow over time. I certainly think Chainlink's audience could grow. But what tends to happen is when there's a real crypto product, the market establishes a fit price for it. I don't personally hold Chainlink, but I think it's one of the most important projects in the crypto space. Just to give you a quick picture, from 2014 to today, they've expanded to beyond the Ethereum virtual machine. They're on the Binance Smart Chain. They're on Avalanche. They're on all the L2s. And if anyone wanted to compete with them, they would have a long way to go. So, very bullish on Chainlink, but I don't speculate on the price personally. What about you, Al?
Yeah, I've long said that Chainlink is one of the most undeniably valuable from a utilitarian perspective, but that it's probably not the world's greatest investment, just because this is one of those where, and this is my opinion, personally, I think it's not really in Chainlink's best interest for the price of the token to rip through the stratosphere, But when we come down to, why is the Link token purposeful? Why does it need to exist? Why might someone need it? That's always the first question I try to ask myself. And with this one, it's actually relatively simple. If you want to be a node operator and facilitate the actual fetching of the data that Chainlink is getting and helping put on chain, you need Link to do that. If you want to run a node, you need Link. You get paid in Link, so you're incentivized to keep the network secure. You're incentivized to fetch good data and do your job well because you want to get Link. And if that's how you're incentivized, then of course you'd want the price to be at least stable, if not increasing. So there is at least a decently structured incentive mechanism there. And then, of course, in the event that Chainlink gets more stuff in the ecosystem, there could be new reasons to have Link in the future. I've heard like some speculation about that, but nothing super like concrete about that. And then finally, if you actually want to access any of this data and use it, so like you are a project, you are a dev, and you want to use Chainlink services, you need to pay for that data to be fetched in Link, which goes to the validators to give you the data. So for me, I mean, Chainlink is one of those, it's as solid as it comes. Everyone and their grandmother uses it. It's like a meme, right? Partnered with Chainlink, which just means they're paying Chainlink for their services. But the more of those that exist, the more people that need the Link token to continue to work. So, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I obviously I agree with everything you guys said, and I love Chainlink's utility in crypto machinery. This is targeting your question, where the question was, for people who he knows, we all love utility. We want a project to be used and to get adoption amongst its targeted audience. That's the key thing for a crypto to be valuable, right? Adoption amongst its targeted audience. Chainlink has clearly done that to the nth degree, but I have never held Chainlink as an asset except for in 2017. In 2020 I had some for a little bit for trade, but I have never bought Chainlink and stayed away from it very much so over the past 2 years, because to me, when I look to invest in a coin, I go, cool, is it being used? Yes. Is it valuable? Yes. Is it in a hot trend? And right now, Chainlink's not in a hot trend. The Oracle trend isn't hot. Not like AI, not like even Web3 gaming, not like tokenization of real world asset. It's not a layer one like an Ethereum or a Solana or an Avalanche, right? And so it doesn't hit that trend. And as an investor, I want that trend because that's what gives something moon juice. But Chainlink is so moon juice, Yeah.
Patent pending.
Yeah. I don't know
Coming soon from Kraken Labs, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, from Wisconsin. But Chainlink has such good adoption is so important that as bull markets come and go, I think Chainlink's price will, continue to come back and be an investable asset. Those are my thoughts on Chainlink.
Okay, so what's your grade?
My grade on Chainlink is I would give it a B. I would give it a solid B. For all those reasons. Great adoption, but it's never in trend, or at least hasn't been since 2020.
Okay, I would give it an A, and I will say I agree with everything you said. I would hold it because I think the value will go up long term, and if I had more time, I would swing trade it because I think until then I could get to know it well. I don't, because I just am trying to manage my time and my liquidity. There are other tokens that I think have more velocity that I am more plugged into and want to pay attention to. I would give it an A, though.
All right. Alex, how about yourself?
Yep, I'm more aligned here with Evan, probably Will. The only pushback that I would have on what you said is that it may not itself be like, a staple of any of the trends, but pretty much all of the trends need a service like Chainlink to work.
True.
So I would say that for all of those reasons, I'm also going to give it an A, with a caveat that I don't expect it to explode through the stratosphere. I just think that it is a service that is mostly unrivaled, competitively speaking. Certainly, it is the titan of the Oracle space, and I just have a very hard time imagining that it will fade into obsolescence at some point. So I'm going to give it an A.
Yeah. Okay, well, 2 A's to 1 B. We're going to go with an A- then.
Love it. Good job, Link. You're a very good boy.
Good.
Now, if our past rise up after Darkstream is looking to indicate the price of Chainlink is going to absolutely crater in about 6 hours.
Yeah, so put in your shorts now, guys. Let's see if we can establish this.
Remember
Last
that
week we gave Toncoin an A, and the very next day the CEO of Telegram gets arrested, and then a couple days later, Toncoin's chain stops working.
It's gone down again. Twice.
Just
if that happens to Chainlink, the entire industry is screwed. Oh no, what have we done?
Yeah, but our fate as fortune tellers is sealed, and we're going to the moon, boys.
Hell yeah, but don't worry. Because of my B, we stopped fate. It was an A-, not an F.
Yeah.
If anyone is just joining us, welcome to the Rise Up After Dark show. We are the ultimate top signal, and we're excited to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, Jim Cramer, look out. We're coming for you, baby. Next time I'm going to break out the soundboard, but he's safe today. Is it my turn to take a banana?
It is your turn, and you are on banana, sir.
Excellent. Okay, now before I begin with banana token, I must say that the Rise Up media franchise, the morning show, and all of our stuff, our newsletter, etc., have been sponsored by Banana Gun, featuring Bunches the mascot. Thank you, Christina. It is a Telegram trading bot that has the dominant market share on Ethereum and now has come to Solana. It's all the things you love about a Telegram trading bot with a couple of extra cool features like a sniper, a copy trading bot, and also a built-in honeypot checker. And now Bunches, the banana monkey mascot. So we needless to say, are quite biased here. But I do want to offer some critical feedback. The first thing we like to ask when we see that there's a token for a project, one of the first things is like, what is the purpose of this token? And in terms of the banana token, I was wondering if you guys could look up and tell me a little more detail about this, because banana, like a lot of DeFi tools, is an actual revenue generating crypto company whose money doesn't just come from you buying their token, XRP. You know what I'm saying? It is a company. They generate fees when people use their bot to trade. And so for me personally, I tend to like DeFi tools and protocols that have a product, that have a service that people use where there's what I say proof in the pudding. Banana's got a lot of proof in their pudding. We were on a call with them recently and found out that they were generating, Alex, what was it, the volume per day? Was it $3 million of volume a day, I believe? I have it in my notebook. Trading volume a day. They have a goal by the end of the summer to be doing $15 million in volume a day by getting their features in the hands of more people. And that's just on Solana, mind you. They have more volume on Ethereum.
A lot
and
more.
So they've grown. I saw a post from them from 16% market share, which is killing it for a newly launched chain, to just over 20%. So they've moved like 5% since the week or two when we had that call with them. But I am concerned. I'd like to learn more about the token and what it does. And I'd also like to learn just generally over time, like why you guys might think that the token would or wouldn't be a good investment. The last thing I'll say before I pass it over to you is because this is a hot meme coiny affiliated company, there are a lot of scammers who will try to separate you from your money in this space. When I was doing my research just to get like up to date for this, I did a Google search for Banana Gun, and I want you to see this. One of the top results on Google, my poor phone is not going to show it to you. You got, of course, CoinMarketCap. I searched Banana Gun and then $banana. CoinMarketCap, their official website, which is bananagun.io, CoinGecko, and then what's this website? Number 4 on Google looks like bananagun.io, but there's an extra N in the title. And what happens when I click this website? Check this out. This is Google doing your boy here a solid. MetaMask.github.io, phishing warning, deceptive site ahead. Double check that URL. Oh, it's got 2 N's. So that is not necessarily a slight against Banana Token or Banana Gun, but it's just a reminder that when there is money to be made, scammers are paying attention. Always be careful. Always double check your links and never be too eager to click something because you feel like you're going to miss out on money. Do you guys have more context around the Banana Token specifically?
So I was able to pull up the distribution and the burn. I haven't found exactly how the token is used, but let me share what I did find because it is still useful from an analytical investment standpoint. So I'm on their white paper. It takes a little bit of time to go through the white paper. What we're looking at is called tokenomics. For those of you who this is a new term for, this is basically the supply of the token, right? Tokenomics. And so what we can see here is we can see that the total circulating supply is 3.2 million tokens, right? This is right out the gate, 32.2% of their total supply that is going to eventually come out. The supply that isn't circulating, they went ahead and they burned 11% of their total supply out the gate. Burning is the destruction of that token. So it is reducing the supply of the token, which is typically good for price action because less supply, more demand, price goes up. right? Next, 10% of this is locked up with the team. It is 5% is locked for 8 years. Another 5% is locked up for 2 years. If you guys are unaware, a lot of crypto projects will unlock for the team in like 1 year or 2 years. When you see someone that offers it being locked up for 8 years or 2 years, that is a good sign that the team is going to be here for a while, that they have plans to stay and work. And then let me just go through the rest of this quickly. The treasury has 45%, which is locked up for a 2-year vesting period. So the team gets access to this over 2 years. This can be used to help fund the project. And then they have 1.8% for loans to market makers and to basically turn on liquidity pools in various exchanges on chain.
This is, you said 45% is vesting for the treasury?
Treasury, correct.
Okay.
Which, when you combine that amount to the treasury with the fact that the team's lockup period is between 8 to 2 years, between those two things, it tells me that the Banana Gun team is here with plans to stay for quite some time, which is a very good thing. It's a sign that this is not a scam team.
Will, what website are you looking at this on?
This is their white paper. So
this is their white paper. So it's going to be at bananagun.io/something?
Yes. Let's see. You can come to their website here and documents, and then boom, it brings you right to their white paper. And you can find that here. Come to their website. It looks like this. Documents right here in that top right.
Very cool. Very cool. Alex, what do you think, man?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little torn on this one because on one hand, I undeniably enjoy the product. Like I've been using it quite a bit. It is undeniably good. It does exactly what I want it to. I have yet to encounter a problem. And you know, like I always say when I talk about why I like Banana Gun, if you're gonna pull the lever on the meme coin casino slot machine, would you rather be wearing a helmet before the guy with the baseball bat standing next to you trying to hit you in the head like takes a swing? I would.
Yeah.
However, other side of that coin, I've never once encountered a reason as a user of the service to have the token. So I struggle a bit making the connection. And, you know, I say constantly all the time, and, you know, if I ever got asked for business for these guys, you know, this is what I would say. Undeniably good service. I'm really having a hard time making a connection in my head as to why we need a token for this. I don't think we need one for this.
I did just find on the white paper as well what the utility is. And Alex, you still very well may have the same opinion,
Okay.
but it is something. So
Okay.
Give us the skinny.
Yeah.
The purpose of the banana token is so that you are incentivized to refer it to people. If you refer it and you hold 50 banana tokens, you are eligible for rewards. And those rewards come from trading bot fees. And those trading bot fees are only generated in referral moments. So it's an incentive system to refer it to people, and then those can be delivered to people who hold more than 50 banana.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it's like a way to buy into their referral program, basically.
Yeah, for the most part. And like I read through it pretty quickly, so I might have missed one thing, but that's the general difference.
Okay, so that makes sense. So then it's more of a me reason that there's nothing for me to do with the token, because after we got sponsored, obviously, like, you know, they gave us a referral link, so
Right.
I might not need the token.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily the strongest reason. You know, I get it. At least it's something. It's better than nothing. It's got meme vibes to it. So I don't know. I mean, you know, like I love them. I just don't think that the token really needs to exist, in my humble opinion.
I agree completely.
I get that. And my final thoughts on this too, we'll grade it, is I like the vibes. I like the tokenomics. I like the tool. I think it is getting adoption amongst its targeted audience. In fact, where was it? I had it. Oh yeah, Banana's 24-hour volume has been 56.23 million. This is the crypto trading. Banana liquidity 9.81. Fees annualized 44.73 million. It's getting adoption amongst its targeted audience. Those are fees generated by people using the platform. So I really like all those things, but it's not a coin that I would invest in myself because it's not in one of the hottest trends. It's not something that like I really love and have a history making money off of. However, with this getting adoption, if the bull run were to turn on, this being a new coin with the tokenomics they have, I wouldn't be shocked to see the price go up.
Yeah, I agree. And I will say, we can give it a grade. I almost would prefer to refrain from grading it because I don't want to create a conflict in people's minds. I love the platform. I don't love the token. I would probably give the token a low grade, but I will personally refrain because I have taken money from their slippery banana hands. And I don't want you to think I'm trying to sell John Whalen in the audience. His 401k is on the line. You're about to go ape into banana.
Well, I'll grade the
Give it a grade.
Their platform to me gets an A. The things that they offer are great. As an investment, though, it hits me as like a B plus because, and I know that's higher than what I gave.
Did you say B plus?
I know, that's crazy. I say B plus because like you can trade it. You can trade it for sure. Maybe I'm biased. Damn it. Maybe the slippery.
I rescind my statement. I am going to give it a grade just so I can bring down its average. I am going to give it a E. The token is getting an E from me because I got to bring the average down.
The meme vibes. Don't underestimate the meme vibes. All right,
yeah,
Alex,
you're right about that.
Sorry.
Initially, I had to refrain from grading it, but then Will gave the token like a B or something, so I had to give a grade to bring it down because
B plus is too much because I have fun with Banana Gun.
I gave it a C plus because, like I said, I love them. The product is great. They're awesome, but you got to try a little bit harder to win me over when you're launching a token.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that gives it a C overall.
I'm pretty sure you guys really knocked me down to a C. I was trying to have some fun here, and you guys just ruined me and Bunches are sad right now.
Yeah, Bunches is probably real sad, dude.
He's like, why are you guys beating up my parents?
I didn't even think about that.
Bunches has the gun pointed right at me.
Yeah, he does.
He's got Alex, guys.
I don't know, like, I want it. I would like. Here's the thing. I would honestly. It's not on the list, so we don't need to go into a long detail about it, although we could do this token at some point. I would honestly put it in a very similar category to Degen, where, like, I enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would like to have some to be a holder, but I would not have the expectation that it's, like, gonna make me rich.
I feel like Degen does more. Because of the tipping function?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, first of all, that's a conversation for another time. We can talk about Degen.
I'm writing it down.
They each have their reason. Like, I understand it, but, like, you know, I would like to have some to put into my Web3 scrapbook, my on-chain scrapbook, but it wouldn't, like, be part of my investment portfolio. So that's why I graded it that way.
Oh, speaking of an on-chain scrapbook, Evan, it is taking every single urge of me to be a good person to not snipe that Mega Man from you.
I have got the browser tab open. The auction ends in 10 minutes, and I still have the winning bid. Listen, as you transition us over, I'm going to show people this cool token that I'm about to snipe to become a member of the Verbs DAO.
The third coin we're going to do is a coin that you guys suggest in chat right now. So let us know what coin it is. Whichever one gets the most comments in here is the next coin we will do a deep dive on. But anyway,
and while you're getting a comment, I'll tell you, Verb DAO is a cool project. We've talked to them about coming on the show. They haven't paid me to say this. It follows the nouns model, and if you're unfamiliar with DAO, it's an acronym. It's DAO. It stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, but you can think of it like a bunch of friends who share a bank account. And every purchase of a token like this includes a cool NFT. They're different every day. They're one for one. And it sends your money to the Verbs treasury. Right now, there are about $82,000 in the treasury that people can contribute to by buying their token or by buying their non-fungible token. And right now, the members of the DAO are voting to spend about $1,000 a month helping people in need, about $1,500 a month improving public spaces, about $1,500 a month supporting artists, and so on and so forth. They've got lots of on-chain native ways that you can support what people are doing to make a difference in the real world. It was inspired by Nouns DAO that does a similar thing. They have nouns for sale every day. And now Verbs, which are putting ideas into action. Just a cool thing. Not sponsored, but it could be. Like what they're doing, and had to get this Mega Man token. So cool, right?
I know, it looks pretty sweet, man. I want it.
Don't snipe me, man. There's 9 minutes left. And I'm not telling you the URL.
Oh, I'm tempted. It's pretty cool.
I have got my finger on the trigger, man. I am refreshing this thing ready. So while people give their suggestions, you know, I might be distracted.
All right. Well, we had some coins flow through. I saw Turbo. I saw Pith. I saw Penske. I saw Pendle come through too. But we did Pendle last week, actually.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. Or was that Ondo? No, we didn't do Pendle.
We did Ondo. We did not do Pendle.
Ondo. And then I saw one that said Ethereum as compared against all other chains for a 10-year investment. I'm going to say no to that one just because that seems like it's going to take a much longer, deeper conversation. I want to try to get through as many coins as possible. I'd be curious to go through Pith just because we did Link earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do a quick overview on Pith, guys. So Pith, as a competitor to Chainlink, as we already went over at the beginning, is an oracle. An oracle means a coin that connects data from one traditional data set to a blockchain data set or application that it sits on. Now, Pith, we mentioned before, Chainlink is the leader by a country mile, and then everyone else is all the way down here in the dump. But Pith is the only one that has separated itself from that dumpster fire and is actually making really strong gains. In fact, Pith has amazing adoption for one particular use case that it's really eating away at Chainlink's market share, which is around being the piping that connects a decentralized application to pricing data from things for cryptocurrencies specifically. Pith's technology built on Solana is really, really good, super fast, easy to use, easy to connect, and it's been taking over market share from Chainlink recently. The only other thing I would say is I used to hold Pith, and I sold before a major token unlock that happened near the beginning of this year. So that is one issue that I know already with Pith, is that every about 6 months or so, there is a massive, and I mean a massive unlock in supply, which makes it harder for the price to go up. So keep your eyes on that. A good tool to use for that is something called token unlocks or crypto rank. Both are free, and you can do that to find the dates of when those tokens get released. Evan, Alex, what are you guys finding?
Well, it's funny you should mention token unlocks because our show is not sponsored by Token Locks, but it could be. Thank you very much. We are in fact live on air. I love it. That's an awesome gift. I love that. We should steal that logo.
That logo is
we should get a sponsorship from Token Unlocks because we use their tool all the time. And this is what Token Unlocks has to say about the upcoming schedule. I don't know how helpful this is for you because I don't think you can really see it. So just let me help you. The current unlocked supply is only about 36%, which means of the 10 billion supply, there are almost 7 billion tokens still hanging out in the bank. The last time they unlocked tokens on the market, it was $1 billion of value. And the next time, they're going to unlock the same quantity of tokens. 2.13 billion tokens were unlocked, and 2.13 billion will be unlocked again. It looks like it happens every year on the 19th of May. So, while you're looking at the chart here, if you expect volume to increase ahead of that, then maybe while it's at a local bottom, this would be the time where you'd start to dollar cost average into a position, and that would be the date that I personally would be watching for is May 19th. I haven't compared them to some of the other Oracle type solutions in the space, but that'd be what I'd want to do. I'd want to look at, are they continuing to innovate over Chainlink? Are they building partnerships? Are they taking market share? Or otherwise establishing themselves as a leader that can justify this price? This is 1/6 the market cap of Chainlink. And I don't know enough about how valuable what they're doing is, Will, to determine if I think they're worth it yet. But that would be my personal next step for the research is, do I think they're worth it? Are they creating a narrative? Are they getting attention? And then I'd look to DCA in and get the hell out before my birthday.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
Alex, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that same line of thinking. My first thought was, like, okay, I understand that there might be a little bit of a difference in like the specific type of data that we're like fetching here, but there's nothing to really say that Chainlink couldn't do the exact same thing. So, you know, as it's kind of one of those things you have to weigh in your head, right? When you look at something new like that, like, okay, here's a thing, it's doing something a little bit special. How likely do I think that it is that one of the titans in the space is just going to absorb what they do and, do it harder, better, faster, stronger. Like, everyone always says when you're looking at like an Ethereum competitor, like, oh, hey, your lifespan is limited until ETH figures out X as a problem. That's kind of what I would be worried about here. Not that like it can't do good things in the meantime, but just that I don't know that I would look at it with like that sort of super long-term mindset. So, and this is not one that I'm like super familiar with. I'm kind of looking at it right now in a little bit more in depth for the first time. But that's just my first reflex. I'd be a little worried that Chainlink wouldn't just be like, we can do market data too. Squish.
I don't know if this is where Will was going to take it, but I also noticed Crypto Machinery's comment about Supra, which is another up-and-coming Oracle competitor whose token is not live yet, and who recently gave a masterclass in how to farm attention in anticipation of an upcoming airdrop. I think that the Oracle space, because Chainlink is so far out in front, people are looking to establish themselves as the niche Oracle or the second best Oracle. Verizon needs T-Mobile. Hertz needs, or Enterprise needs Hertz, that kind of thing. Supra is another one in this category that I would be comparing Pith to. What do you think?
Yeah, I like everything you guys said. My things with Pith are that any crypto that gets adoption amongst its targeted audience is a coin I pay attention to. However, my fear with that is that Pith has shown that it can get adoption for pricing data, right? But it hasn't really shown that it can like really eat up Chainlink's market share in other places. And so like you're gonna eventually do that for every single DApp, decentralized application that needs that kind of, and then you're just like out of customers to convert eventually, right? So
Yeah.
Do I think they can be as successful in another Oracle use case to challenge Chainlink? Maybe, but that's a big maybe, right? Them getting the amount of adoption that they've already gotten was already a big hill to climb. They managed to do it. So, props to them for that. If you believe in the Pith team to be able to keep building off of that, they've certainly proven that there should be some trust there. But I just don't know how much more they can grow. And then I don't know if they can remain viable as the number 2 crypto, because something like a Supra could come in and start to unseat them as the number 2 crypto and push them down to number 3. And then you have the problem of the bad tokenomics, right? That bad supply increase that could make it a bad sale, or a bad performing crypto, particularly in a bear market. And the last thing that I'll say is because of the bad tokenomics, if you're in a bull run, it very much so makes sense to stake, because just like with the dollar being inflated to oblivion because more and more dollars get printed, your Pith or insert crypto that has a high supply is also being inflated into less and less value. So if you're staking, you're reducing that inflation because you're being given some of that supply that's being added to the market. So that's something you should think of. But with Pith, there is a delay. When you hit the unstaking button, it typically does take about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Based on what I just Googled, maybe that's incorrect, but I just Googled and it said it takes about a week and a half. So I'm ready for a grade. For me, it's a B- because of the unsure future, but like it's still in the B range because it does have adoption amongst its targeted audience in a large way.
Alex, can you go next? Because I have 45 seconds left on this auction and I need to make sure Will doesn't snipe me.
I mean, you mean we have 45 seconds
Yeah,
left?
that's right, because we're sharing this thing, This is for the show, baby, for the culture.
Evan, I have to say, dude, as much as I love you, you're flat out wrong for telling people about this thing before it's in your wallet.
Man, I know, but I love to be competitive. If anybody wants to try and snipe Verb 175, the Mega Man special, out from under my feet, you've got literally 10 seconds left. We can even count it down together.
Let's count down if you got it.
Come on, baby. I've got my finger on the placed bid. If somebody snipes me, this is going to be terrible. Nope, that's it. That's it, baby. Mega Man is ours. What?
It would have been so funny to be like, I didn't get it, and then I just take my screen and go to my screen. It's like, God.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Nice job, Evan. That's a fantastic looking NFT, sir.
Thank you. It's honestly the first JPEG that I've been excited about in a minute, not just for like what it does, but I wanted to be a Verb, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for one that's gonna be like cool to me, and this is so cool.
Well, I love what they do. I didn't know about them until you told us about it earlier, so I'll be checking them out.
Yeah, I'd like to get them on the show. We have a man in our community named Rocket Man, and they are founded by a guy whose handle is Rocket Man. So it'll be like the Spider-Man pointing at each other meme, but they're great. So we'll definitely get them on in the future. Verbs.build is the website. Go check them out. My grade for this token is, I would give it a C+, because it does have a lot of attention right now. It has a lot of potential for growth if it continues to do cool stuff, but it's not Chainlink. And I'm not gonna spend more time researching it personally. It's not gonna be something I'm gonna put in my portfolio. And I would be okay if I lost out on it.
Yep, Alex, what was your grade?
I'm honestly, I've got C+ written down for this one too.
Nice.
All right, well, you guys outweigh me. Kicks Piff out of the B range to the C+. There it is.
We're dragging all your stuff down, Will.
I know,
I'm so sorry, man.
You guys hate my stuff. You guys are so mean. Well, hey guys, I think this is a good time just for the people who've just joined in. If you don't know who we are, Alex, Evan, and I, we host the Rise Up show. We do morning shows Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But every Thursday night, right now, we grab a couple brewskis and take some deep dives into some altcoins, right? Talk about the tools that we use to analyze these coins and help to give you an understanding as to how some people like us, who've been in crypto since 2017, I think we're all the 2017 family, navigate through the absolute dumpster fire that is the majority of altcoins. Woo! And it is our goal to help make you guys self-sufficient traders and navigators and financially independent away from the vast majority of influencers out there who are not people who have your best interests at heart. We want you to be successful on your own without us. And if you want to be with us too, that's also fantastic. So guys, you can tune in to the live shows. You can give follows, but the best place to interact with us is on the Discord. You go to any of our profile pages, go to the links, join the Discord there. Totally free, by the way. Absolutely free. There are some things in there you can pay for. You can go find that information on your own. But join the Discord, guys, and we'd love to see you there. All right, now up for the next coin. Let's see, we've gone through Link, we've gone through Banana, we've gone through Piff, and now we have Lido, which is Alex. Your turn for the overview while Evan and I crank out some research.
Love it. So LDO, Lido, is the governance token from the Lido ecosystem, which is the biggest by total value locked Ethereum staking service provider. If you want to follow along, the website is Lido, Lido.fi, Lido.fi. That's like the protocol's website, and I think it's stake.lido.fi is like the actual staking interface. So my big thing to be aware of when you're looking at this one is that there are two tokens in this ecosystem. There's LDO, Lido, the one in question here, which is the governance token that you use to vote on stuff in the ecosystem, not to be confused with stake ETH, which is the return liquidity token that you get in return for staking your ETH with Lido. So not to be confusing, we're not talking about stake ETH right now. All you need to know about that one for now is just that if you stake ETH with Lido, they give you ST ETH in return, and you can go do DeFi with it while your ETH is staked. It's a liquidity token. LDO, but get back to my notes here. Like I said, it's the governance token for the Lido DAO. So Lido's biggest liquid staking solution on Ethereum. Just lets you do stuff with ETH without locking up your assets permanently, and then LDO holders get to participate in the decision-making process of the Lido protocol, which is voting on protocol updates, fee structures, validator node rewards, all sorts of stuff like that. So the reason that full disclosure, I do not hold any LDO. I'm not opposed to it. I do actually think that it's worthwhile, but I'm always a little bit hesitant with governance tokens for a couple reasons. The biggest one is that Evan's heard me whine about this for years now. When we're talking about governance, you can't incentivize people to do true governance with money. They have to give a shit without it. So for that reason, I'm actually a little bit more inclined to say that LDO is kind of cool, because the people who are in the Lido ecosystem for the money have plenty to do with staking. LDO being something that you don't just get for doing stuff, you have to like get it and have it and then want to use it. That makes me feel a little bit better, but I'm always nervous about financially incentivizing governance participation, just because I think it kind of leads people to make decisions based on what they think is going to make the price of the token go up, not necessarily always the best decision for the survivability of the protocol.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit torn on LDO, but that's basically what it is.
Will, you want to go next?
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to share my screen a little bit. Basically, my opinions summed up are, I love what Lido does. I don't love it as an investment. Let me go through those reasons here.
Bingo.
Now, what we have here is Lido's price chart from its entirety. And as you can see, it has just been perfectly sideways for 3 years, right?
Which tracks perfectly for governance tokens, by the way.
Yes, but at the same time, like governance tokens for gaming coins typically perform far better than the actual utility token in the game itself, just FYI. But yes, otherwise, Alex is absolutely correct here. Now, some other things I want to point out, because one typical thing you'd want to do with a coin is you'd want to come over to its chain explorer here to see how distributed the total supply is. Mm-hmm. The thing is since this is a staking pool, you're gonna have some really big staking pools. So doing this actually isn't effective. Now, the reason why you'd want to do this for most coins is to see if there's a lot of supply in just a handful of holders, because then it could potentially be a scam or vulnerable to attack. But with Lido, you don't have to worry about that. You have to understand what the use case is. These are liquidity pools that Lido is being put into. One thing that I love about Lido is this website here. This website is called GitHub. For those of you who don't know, GitHub is a website where you track technical developments. And in the crypto space, you'll often open up the GitHub, and this is how you can see how active a developer team is in building the project. Usually it'll say, like, instead of updated 4 hours ago, it'll be like updated 4 months ago in most coins. With Lido, updated 4 hours ago, updated 6 hours ago, updated 7 hours ago, updated 8 hours ago. This team is hard at work all the time. I love to see that. And when you look at their TVL stands for Total Value Locked, and this website is called DeFi Llama, where you can measure the total amount of money being put on it. It paints a very bullish picture for its dollar valuation, as well as a very bullish picture for the amount of ETH on it. So the platform I love, A++++. The token as an investment, though, C, you know? Mm-hmm. That's it for me. Sorry, I got to a grade real fast.
No, that's okay. I can give my very quick TLDR and go to a grade. For me, I was just going to say something I really like about Lido is the same thing I like about Banana as a platform. This is a graph from an article that was done in Bankless that compares coins where the token supply is mostly unlocked against tokens that actually create revenue. And then here in the Venn diagram are tokens that have a high percentage of the supply unlocked that are producing a lot of revenue. And Lido is sitting right under there with Maker and Aave. Big time DeFi protocols here. In fact, you'll notice a lot of these revenue producing tokens are DeFi protocols. So I really like that there's proof in their pudding. Somebody in the comments asked, I'm holding a lot of Lido and I've been accumulating for a while. Can I expect the price to recover? I honestly don't know because I'm not an active participant in the DAO. Like Alex said, the incentives are for people who hold the token to do things that will generate value for the token. The one thing that would give me conviction, because I don't hold this, I would consider buying it and spending more time with it if I was going to open a position in something, honestly. And these three tokens are kind of on my list, Maker, Lido, and Aave. I like them and would open a position in them because they are leading DeFi protocols. They are revenue producing, growing over time. And their communities are becoming more decentralized over time, meaning that the benefits are flowing to more people as more people join the network. So I would give it a B. I think it's very important. I think it's worth spending more time and attention on if it's something that you're interested in. And then tell us what you learn.
Yeah, I say it's definitely something to pay attention to, because if you learn about Lido Finance and how it works, you've learned how like the absolute top tier staking platforms should be operating. And it's like it's like the golden city on the hill that like other DeFi protocols should look at to how to emulate. But
Well, there are plenty of things to criticize about it too. You know, you might say it's too centralized or it's moved too slow. I mean, there are many different things you can say to criticize it, and that would inform your education too.
Yes, agreed.
Yep. So if I was to give a final little cap on my overview here, I agree with what Will said that like as a protocol, Lido is so solid. It's not even funny. I mean, they are massive. Almost $25 billion of money locked on that platform is bonkers. But it is absolutely worth noting, and definitely what I would keep in mind if I was ever to consider buying LDO, that if the purpose of it is governance, and what we want is people to have it and to use it responsibly to vote in the best interest of the protocol, it makes me nervous that people could just go out and buy a shitload of it and purchase a bunch of influence in the DAO. I think that that is not how DAO should work. That's just my personal opinion. I love DAO structure. I think DAOs are one of the coolest things ever, but I have a massive problem with token systems for governance run that way. I think that we need to be using, personally, I think we should be using NFTs for that kind of thing. And
Agreed,
I think they should
100%.
be confined to wallets. I think you should have to like actively participate and prove that you care about the protocol to get voting rights. So that being said, I just wanted to give that context because I really can't give LDO like a good grade in terms of a long-term investment for that reason. Just that like I am so bullish on Lido as a service.
Yeah, me too.
The LDO token just makes me itch because I just don't like DAO tokens run that way. So I mean, I know I'm a broken record right now. I got to give it a C.
All right, Evan, what were you at again?
I said a B.
All right, that's 2 C's and a B, so that puts us right at that C plus B range. All right.
Man, giving out a lot of C's tonight. and note that at the end of the stream, we're going to ask you guys to give your pick of the night. And of course, if you disagree with us, we want to see that too. Agree, disagree, like it, hate it. All of that helps the algorithm. Sending a little tap with your thumb helps the algorithm. And it helps us know that what we're doing is helpful or not. So don't be afraid. We're not going to take it personally, although Bunches, the banana gun monkey, might get you.
Yeah, guys, let us know. These are the grades so far in case you didn't see. Let us know which ones you agree with or disagree with. The disagree would be most interesting. So if there's one here that you disagree with the most so far, let us know what your grade is.
Yep.
And I hope it's banana should be A, just across the board.
Evan, is that a spotted cow?
Hey man, it sure is.
Hey man, that's another phenomenal beer.
Another phenomenal beer, only from Wisconsin. Kimberly went on she did a wedding photo shoot in Wisconsin, and she came back with like 2 cases of this, that Rainbow Fantasy Factory Cat one, and then another one that was like a cherry ale, and they're all fantastic. So I'll probably be drinking this for a while. Yeah.
The only other thing I was going to say is I know I haven't given out a lot of C's tonight, but Evan and Will can tell you. Will is learning this about me. Evan's known this for years. If I give a token a C, that's about as good as it gets, unless I just like really, really like something. It's really hard to get more than that out of me.
That's good. I just can't wait to hear your overview of Shib. But that's not yet. Right now, the next coin, guys, is AIOZ. So I'll do the overview on AIOZ. AIOZ, spelled AIOZ, you can think of essentially as a render copycat. Oftentimes, before I talk about AIOZ, oftentimes what you'll see in the crypto space is at the beginning of a bull run, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins that become leaders in the space. Render was one of those in 2023. What often happens is crypto projects will just start pumping out coins to get money, and there'll be a copycat of one of those leaders. Most of them, total garbage. Every now and again, you get a true competitor. AIOZ could be that, but I also want to let you guys know that even with Render does not have a lot of adoption of users on its platform. So I want that to be clear. This use case still needs to be proven to me to actually get people to use it. Now, what AIOZ is, it is part of the decentralized infrastructure play. It is meant to do three things. It is meant to offer decentralized storage. So it's a competitor like Filecoin. It's meant to offer decentralized streaming, which I don't think it's turned on yet. Maybe it did a month or two ago. I'd have to double check. And it also offers decentralized compute power. And that's the Render copycat. That's the big moneymaker item there that so many people have copied. And the overall gist of this use case is computer chips are very expensive or hard to find. There's not a lot of supply out there. That supply problem has been kind of cleared up. But the reason why computer chips, graphical interface chips, GPUs, are very, very expensive is because there's a ton of demand for them from Bitcoin miners, from regular computers, and from people who need computational power to crunch AI models. AI models, and my background is actually in AI and machine learning for 7 years. I can tell you this right now, people have petabytes of data to churn through, and you need factories full of servers in order to churn through that data effectively enough for major corporations like Google and Amazon to be able to do what they do and just like personalize a message that pops up on your browser to do it across the entire world. It's intense. So decentralized compute enables people to take like compute power on their computer, add it to the AIOZ network, get paid in the AIOZ token for doing that, and then people can go and use that decentralized compute to then be able to get more compute power to crunch through AI models and things of that nature. So
Can I ask you a question about that, Will?
Yeah.
How realistic do you think it is that a consumer-led, like, lend us your computer or buy this machine and hook it up to our network, how realistic is it, do you think, for a network like that to be able to contribute the kind of compute power that, I don't know, advanced AI, heavy video streaming, etc., would require? How likely is that? How many people would it take plugged up to a computer like that? I know you don't know the specs on their machines, but can you give us any insight there? Because that's something I wonder a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but if you took, let's say, one purpose-built server for the purpose of crunching through analytical models, you would probably need something like, and remember, this is just using compute power of computers that get added to the network that isn't being used, which means some of that compute power is being used. Maybe like 10 or 20% of your compute power is being added to the network. It's going to be something probably like 100, it's going to be multiple hundreds of computers to probably equal that. Of like idle regular desktop computers to equal like a purpose-built server.
And isn't some of it lost a little bit in translation? Like, you know, you don't have the ability to ensure that the cable connecting me to the network, it's not like Amazon, where every one of their distributed warehouses is like ideally climate controlled. The computers don't do anything else. All the cables have cables on cables on cables. Nothing's getting in there kind of thing. But the network owned by users is probably not that robust.
Yeah, well, that dives into the overarching conversation of centralization benefits versus decentralization benefits.
Yeah.
The decentralization benefit here with AIOZ and Render and all of these is that anybody can participate and anybody can access this in a much cheaper way, right? But with centralization, you have way more control, arguably more security because there's less connecting points that could be faulty. Because one thing that would be awful from a actual AI data scientist is that if you're having computers disconnecting from the network, the amount of power you have could be potentially going up and down, and that could slow down your model processing, right?
Yeah.
And if that's a model that's operating in production, meaning that it's been deployed, I'm getting into the weeds a little bit, but if it's been deployed
Sure.
in a use case, that could result in a bad customer experience, a missed sale, a bad transaction, lost money. You know, your item's no longer on the shelf where it was because someone's model that was deployed was operating at full throughput, whereas yours wasn't, right? And it can result in major losses for companies. So that is a concern. Centralization offers perfectly flat, perfectly consistent, compute power that you can trust. It's going to be more expensive, harder to come by. But when I say harder to come by, you can't just go on a website and plug into a decentralized unit. You have to go to your sales rep at Amazon or your sales rep at Google or Microsoft, so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you. Were those your thoughts on it? Because I'll give a couple thoughts about this.
Yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I mean, like, I like it. I think it's one of the better, the tokenomics are good too, if I remember correctly. It's one of the better render copycats. I would give it a B to B plus. I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna dog you again here. I don't like it that much, and I'll tell you why. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, people. So AIOZ has been around for a while. They may be copying render now, but probably 4 years ago, they were raising money. I think they started in 2019, and they were raising money to become a decentralized platform for video streaming like YouTube, but make it blockchain was their vision. Users could earn AIOZ tokens by contributing resources, kind of like this, your bandwidth, your storage, or whatever to the network by watching videos, doing stuff like that. Well, they never really got it off the ground. They decided that it was too challenging to build a fully decentralized video streaming service. Many people have tried this in Web3. And it is tough because you've got to be able to scale, moderate the content, you got to adopt users, and find a way to reward them. And honestly, a lot of the time, the token just gets in the way. So the company shifted its focus to become like an infrastructure platform. They were like, you know what, it's too hard to build apps on the blockchain. We're not there yet. Let's build a blockchain that others can use to build their apps on. And from like a founder perspective, I like that. I would rather go to a VC and say I'm building the highway than saying I'm building a store on the highway. It's more investable, the market cap is going to be bigger, the potential user base is bigger, and the problem I have to solve, honestly, is not as hard. So I already have this burden against them of like, now they have to prove a lot to me because they've raised a ton of money, they've pivoted, and now they're like, DPIN, future of gaming, future of AI. What's the product? We'll tell you when people build it, but for now, you can buy one of our computers and connect to this network to start earning tokens. And for me, this is where I'm asking you, am I wrong? Are there any apps that are being built on this right now that give it like the killer kind of traction, usability, developer activity? Or is it just hype and people buy our nodes?
That's exactly it. It's the latter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the latter for sure. And what the last thing I'll say, and then Alex, obviously,
Yeah, I yield my time after that.
Only thing I want to say, oh, this page keeps failing, is that with AIOZ, it is a strong copycat of render. Copycats of leaders can do well in a bull run, which arguably we are not in right now. But I would say that the price of AIOZ as compared to everything else has actually shown the ability to find a floor, which is potentially attractive, right? So that's the last thing I'll say. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got some good and some bad about this one. Obviously, it surprises me a little bit just to see like the new website and the current narrative and all this kind of stuff, because like Evan, when I first found AIOZ, it was decentralized YouTube. That was the pitch. And we have obviously moved on from that for XYZ reasons. That always gives me
a very good look.
It always gives me, case by case basis, but generally, it makes me think like, okay, so idea one didn't work. I do respect a business that can pivot and change stuff. I start to lose a little of that respect when the way that we pivot is just to grab some buzzwords from a trendy narrative and slap it on our banner and then say that now this is what we do. And my personal take on the way that they've chosen to do this is that like I like the original play way better. I would have rather seen them make a more honest effort to do that because, spoiler alert, no one has done it yet. They could have sacrificed some decentralization to push this forward, and I think that would have had a way stronger reason for me to want to get more AIOZ tokens. And they still have content creation listed on the website as like one of the things. But this stray into the deep end space just kind of makes me itch a little bit because it's so competitive. I think there's better options. I don't trust them not nail this one and then not just like, hey, also check out our new game. And also like, what about this D-side thing we're hearing so much about? Like, as soon as you start adding new buzzwords to your website, it just makes me think in 6 months I'm going to look at this and I'm going to think it's a different project again. And so for that reason, I'm sorry, Melissa. I can feel Melissa staring daggers at me through the screen. I just can't get behind this one. I just don't like it.
I'm just waiting for them to announce that they put Doom on AIOZ.
Yeah, if you don't know, you know you've made it, or your favorite token has made it when their platform is running Doom. That's the meme. Oh,
Yeah,
you can
for
play
those-
Doom on it.
For you guys who don't know, is from the tech space, every single new piece of technology always has it be tested by, well, can it play Doom? Like the classic Doom first-person shooter on the computer. It's just like a running joke and has been for like 25 to 30 years. Yeah, but it's just a fun test. But okay, cool. Well, hey, I think we have our grades.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I gave it a grade, but it's low. I would give it what was the one I gave an E to? Was that
I'm a solid D on this one.
I think it was
You're an
banana.
E?
Yeah, I gave an
Yeah.
E to banana, so I'm gonna give this one a D.
I'm a D as in Dingleberry on this one.
All right, well, we're going to go with a D.
I'm so sorry, Will. You're just
Plus.
trying to give us a nice grade. We're gonna have bad grades tonight.
Guys,
are.
I do. My grade is higher for AIOZ just because I think copycats of bullish plays tend to have their price go up in a bull run because people go, oh, I can get into render, but early, and then they do, and the price goes up.
And honestly, the narrative they've been running has captured the attention of so many new people. I can't tell you how often I see AIOZ in a way that just tells me whoever's asking about it has bought the token. So like, it's working. It's got attention. It's got hype. I just am not going to spend any time on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, Evan, do you know what you are about to spend time on?
What am I about to spend time on?
Lossless. LSS.
Oh my gosh, lossless protocol. Is that my turn? Heck.
It is your turn, sir.
Okay, great. And then are you, when do you want to do another audience token? What are you thinking?
We'll do it right after that.
Okay, then in that case, start dropping your suggestions below what you want to see. If you have a token that you want us to research when we do nights like this and you're like, oh man, how come these guys don't take my suggestion? Here's the trick. Go to the riseupmorningshow.com, go to the links in our bios, and join the Rise Up Discord server. It's totally free to get in there. If you're intimidated by Discord, we've got video tutorials where we walk you right through it, just like we're giving you a tour of our house. Everyone in there is friendly. We just helped Aaliyah, who thought she lost $1,500 today, find her money. We are doing stuff like that all the time. It is where the show lives 24/7, and the only thing missing is you. So head over to the riseupmorningshow.com. Drop your suggestions in the comments. I'm already seeing them come through. And then sit back, relax. Let's talk about lossless. What is lossless? We're talking about LSS is the crypto ticker. And lossless, generally, where'd my note go? Where'd my tab go?
Dude, what was that thing?
What? Did we get a cool gift?
I think so. Yeah, it was.
Oh, no, I missed it.
What was it? Somebody at me and then give it to me.
Oh, no, Aaliyah. I think it was Aaliyah. Aaliyah just got the #1 gifter badge.
Wow. Well, thank you, Aaliyah. I'm so sorry I missed it.
And
I
Aaliyah
feel like
sent
such
the
a
green
chump.
laser eyes. Did you have
Yeah,
green
that thing
laser eyes?
That thing was sick. I did not know that was a thing.
So cool.
Green laser eyes. Oh my! She spent all the money she saved on this gift, and I missed it. I'm so sorry,
I
Aaliyah.
see you.
It was. You missed out, dude. It was dope.
We'll get the
I had it
clips
once
later.
before, and it was like-
Devil King's making up for it with the roses. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, so lossless. Speaking of missing out on things, lossless it's DeFi. We got a little. Who's that guy? Sorry, these gifts are killing me. Thank you very much. Lossless is a DeFi protocol, and the whole goal is to mitigate the losses that are so common in DeFi. If you had $1 for every DeFi hack, you'd have $1 million. Investing in lossless is a way to hedge your bets so that you can get some of that money back. Their token is like the core of their protocol, allows you to freeze different transactions if there's suspicious activity. And it's like a community-driven reporting solution. So I don't have the tiers because I just have my notes and not their website at this moment. But my understanding is the more lossless tokens you hold, like the deeper your insurance policy is. If you hold this many tokens and you lose this much money, you can claim it. If you hold more tokens, you can claim more money. And of course, they have conditions like an insurance company would. But this is an area where I'm surprised there aren't more tokens innovating, like insurance, loss recovery, fraud, stuff like that. And what I like about Lossless as a protocol is that not only do they have a token that I think actually functions like in a helpful way, mostly, but I think that the community platform that backs it has tremendous potential to grow and establish itself as like an alternative to Geico, an alternative to, we are farmers, whatever. That's going to be a huge place for blockchain to innovate. Thank you very much. So if you guys have deeper detail, let me know. Otherwise, I will look up some more about their tokenomics while you guys talk. But my TLDR is I'm bullish on solutions where people are thinking about blockchain like this.
Yeah, I agree. I like to see it, but when I first bring up a chart like this...
Oh, what's the chart look like?
It's not good. It's bad. Oh no, for a long, long time. And this chart goes all the way back to July of 2021. So, and one thing is just like insurance coins just haven't really ever been in trend. Or I imagine this is just, when it first released, it had a pump and then it gone off. So I love the idea of the platform. I love trying to bring insurance to blockchains. I think it makes so much sense. I like what they're targeting. I like who they're trying to help. But this price action is immediately a coin I throw away and stop paying attention to as an investment.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
it's just weakness after weakness after weakness for years.
I agree. No, Will, you nailed it. To split the difference between the two, I am so obscenely into the idea of decentralized insurance. It was one of the, I don't recommend you do this, for the record. Let me save you the trouble and just tell you about it. Don't do this to yourself. If you were to scroll back to the first couple weeks that I was posting videos on TikTok, which would put you back into the yesteryears of early 2021, I had two specific use cases. I was like, this would be super cool. One was decentralized real estate, all of the tenants in that apartment building owning the apartment building and getting to, basically participate in the ownership of it and the benefits and share the costs of building upgrades, all that sort of stuff. Decentralized insurance was the other one. I think that's super, super cool. Churches do this kind of stuff, which I think is super neat. Essentially the idea of running a community fund wherein you can pay into it and then the DAO would vote on awarding claims for payment from the members. I think that they should be done with Bitcoin and with ETH and with Sol and with layer 1 native tokens through the structure of something that has built a DAO on that network. I do not like having a volatile token be the thing that underpins that protocol at all.
Yep.
Seeing Lossless's price, I'm a hard pass on this one for that very reason. It's one of the coolest ideas in Web3, in my humble opinion, but not this way.
Yep, that's well said. Okay, so I would give it, with all that in light, I would probably give it a D. And I would say everything you say about price, totally agree with. I think the price action was a result of something pointed out here in the comments. You remember when every influencer was talking about Lossless? That's what contributed to that big pump. I think now it probably is appropriately priced. And if the network grows, that might grow too. But if I was in Lossless, that's what I'd say. I'd say, guys, forget the Lossless token. Let's just do BTC or something like that. I love the solution. Yeah, I'm with you there.
100%.
Sorry, Lossless.
No.
Sorry, Lossless. We wish you the best, though.
Yeah, Lossless for me just gets the no as my grade.
There's always one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
There's always one of those every week so far.
Someone on the list is going to get just a no from me, and this week it's Lossless.
So we had it. I don't know if you got notes on this, but I did see a couple of the tokens, and I'm scrolling back to see if I missed any. Do you want me to read a couple out to you for things our audience was?
I wrote a couple down. Let me know if I missed any. I saw Flux, Stacks, Axelar, Arbitrum, which I believe we looked into last week, or am I wrong on that as well? Can't remember.
We did not. You're thinking about. We talked about it in in the context of retention earlier
That's
this
right.
week.
That's right. We could talk about it, but I think we've had stacks 2 or 3 times, and I honestly haven't looked at it in a long time.
I can take a look at stacks because I think they're getting close to their Nakamoto upgrade, which is a big deal. So I know a little bit about stacks. I was an investor in it for quite some time, so I'll give the overview on it, guys.
Okay, and then stay tuned because Alex is going to lead the overview on Shib.
Yes.
And
Oh my God.
Not to undermine, your knowledge of stacks, but Evan and I did get pretty drunk at a stacks party in Miami one time, so just saying that we know quite a bit about it too, okay?
Let me say, man, that was an epic party. In fact, as a quick aside, that is where I saw Lorenzo the tax guy ride off on his little scooter in his Italian flag helmet at about 6 a.m. after I had a hippie jam session with a bunch of people in a van in the parking lot.
What was he carrying as he rode away on that Vespa, though, Evan?
Was that when he had the mannequin?
He just had a piece of the mannequin. He had the arm of a mannequin, and he still has it to this day. It is in his office.
Well,
I inhaled some sort of South American tobacco with a commune of hippies in that parking lot, and then walked to the beach the next day to watch the sunrise before seeing the rest of the conference of that day. It was absolutely wild. That's what happens at a stacks party, Will.
Now
Anyway.
I know that your grades at the end of this are going to be highly skewed. A, because you're like, the experience of stacks is amazing.
Do we even need to talk about stacks? I think we've said enough.
Yeah, all right, you guys ready to grade?
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah, let me pull it up and get familiarized myself.
And then
with it.
after we give it an A plus, just like the entire Bitcoin network collapses and our industry is gone. It's like,
So,
no!
On that note, Will, can you tell us something actually helpful about this thing?
Yes, I most certainly can. Okay, so Stacks is a scaling solution for Bitcoin, but not in the way the Lightning Network was. The Lightning Network was scaling it in terms of its speed in transactions for making it a better payment system. Stacks is more like making Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this really kind of started kicking off where in 2023, we had, what was it? No, it wasn't Runes. It was BRC20s, right?
Yeah, BRC20s after Ordinals, and then Runes came, yeah.
It was Ordinals, BRC20s. We had all that popping off. The whole building on Bitcoin narrative started building in 2023. Come on here, build your NFTs, their tokens and stuff. The issue, though, is that you're building and you're building it on Bitcoin, which, while it's very secure, is very slow.
Yeah.
So if you want to build things that are complicated and deliver a good user experience as compared to like, a layer 2 on Ethereum like Base or Solana or Avalanche, which are fast and cheap, you needed something that could do that. So Stacks is that solution. Stacks is creating an environment for people to build much more complicated things like DeFi environments. So think of like a Uniswap or a Jupiter on Stacks that is currently called Alex Lab. There's another conversation we had because they did get hacked, but they are okay now. But anyway, regardless, that's neither here nor there. So Stacks is the scaling solution that a lot of people are building on, but it's built on Bitcoin. They do have an upgrade coming because today, everything that runs on Stacks still runs at the same speed as Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's blocks, or its ability to confirm transactions and like stamp them into approval, it's one block every 10 minutes. It's a very slow experience. You send a transaction on Stacks and you got to come back like 45 minutes later, right? Like that's what you have to do. But they do have the upgrade coming called the Nakamoto upgrade, which will have transactions go through every, I think it's 10 seconds or 15 seconds, which as compared to the speed of Bitcoin is blindingly fast, still way slower than Solana. It's not instant, right? You still got to wait. But that's it. So if you think building on Bitcoin is attractive, Stacks' use case could potentially be attractive to you, and that's the overview.
Yeah,
now, guys,
very
tell
well
us a little
said.
bit more about this mannequin driving off into the distance.
Jeez, man, I honestly don't remember it. Although I do have a video from that night that maybe I'll clip and I'll share in the general chat because the vibes were supreme.
I will find the picture that is all of us hammered with. And for those who
With
don't
Lorenzo
know
and
and
the
haven't
mannequin.
heard, Lorenzo is my accountant. He was also hammered.
That makes it so much better. Oh.
He was also hammered, and he's just arbitrary. We don't know where he got it. He just emerged from Evan. Was it at the Art Basel house?
Yeah, it was called Bit Basel, and it's an
Bit
awesome changing installation in Miami. They've got a pool in the back.
Yeah.
They've got a bunch of walkthrough, touchable,
Oh, it was
smellable,
so
seeable
nice.
stuff.
It was so cool.
And he just comes out to his Vespa with mannequin parts.
He walked into the house. Someone stopped watching him for a minute, and he came out holding an arm. And
Someone
he
stopped watching him.
had it for the rest of the night, and
Like he's an 8-year-old on the loose.
still has it to this day. And that's the man that does my taxes.
That's right, baby. I think I actually bought Stacks Protocol after we heard about it. I was interested because of what they were doing a while back with creating city tokens. Before they were doing Bitcoin
Yes.
DeFi, they were part of the city coin revolution.
The party was
Okay,
for
I didn't
the
know that
Miami
either.
City token specifically.
Yeah, and they since had a fall in price and since had an up in price. They kind of pivoted. I think I don't hold Stacks currently, but they are, so far as I can tell, the leader of like scaling Bitcoin. The layer 2 on Bitcoin that has the most attention, the most volume, the highest market cap. And it's been pretty hot the last couple of weeks. But if you are somebody who believes in DeFi on Bitcoin, believes in the extension of the Bitcoin network, I think that's a really hotly contested thing in the Bitcoin community. A lot of Bitcoiners are very against using Bitcoin to do other crypto stuff. But all press is good press. I don't hold it. I wouldn't buy it right now. But I am interested to see where it goes. And I think if it does add some functionality to the Bitcoin blockchain, that would be cool. That's my take.
Yep. I am generally a fan, although I am sort of the curmudgeon. I'm Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino about this, and I just like Bitcoin. So I also don't have any.
I was like, you're racist.
That's exactly where I was going with it. I was like, wow, not what I thought, Alex.
Was that part of it?
Oh, he was super racist. There were like all
Super
these
racist.
Hmong people who were just hanging out in the neighborhood because it was their neighborhood too, and he was like,
Well, this is awkward.
He fought in Korea and had just like a lot of Asian racism in him, and just all across the board, It's just-
yeah, I think his son or his daughter, someone in the movie falls in love with somebody of a different race or something like that, or he has to be that white guy who overcomes his grudge to
helps.
make a friend.
become
I
like
guess-
a white savior.
I guess that kind of tracks with.
You were there for the car, man. I already know it.
Clint. I just liked the car. I thought the car was cool.
Car was cool.
I was specifically thinking about him yelling at people to get off of his lawn, and that's kind of how I feel about Bitcoin sometimes, because I just like Bitcoin. So I don't have any of it, but I think that it's cool. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that was my initial reaction to like all the building on Bitcoin stuff. I was like, just let Bitcoin be Bitcoin. But the argument that I heard that changed my mind was, hey, all this building on Bitcoin generates fees that go to the miners, and maybe that will incentivize them to not have to sell as much Bitcoin as they do. And then, when they're done mining the last Bitcoin in 150 years from now, they have other things to incentivize them that will pay them to keep them mining and secure the network. So I like those things.
Also, in the interest of freedom, you can do whatever you want because that's what Satoshi would want.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
right.
That is right. And I like Stacks. I would give Stacks a B. I err from giving it a B plus simply because I want to see how the Nakamoto upgrade does, and I am worried about how much adoption they'll actually get because Coinbase is doing wrapped Bitcoin, that seed Bitcoin, and I'm curious to see if they just bring that into Ethereum, and then that's just what everybody uses.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, okay,
I would give
can
it
take my Bitcoin and I can bring it onto Stacks and it processes every 15 seconds, or I can bring it over to Base and basically it's free gas and it's instant settlement.
game over. That would frankly be huge. I am with you, Will. I will give Stacks a B minus.
B minus.
B minus, but I'm bullish on city coins, generally speaking. I don't know if I'm as bullish on Stacks city coins, but I'm bullish on the concept of mining commitments, paying for funding for citizens of a city who hold the token. Like, that would be huge for citizens of Memphis or Savannah or Boston to receive revenue from people who wanted to invest in their city in order to vote by right of their presence as citizens there over that money in a treasury versus, just hoping the mayor will do what's right. I
Yes.
think I'm bullish on that.
just a shame that Miami had Francis Suarez, who was actually a foreign agent because he accepted money from the Saudi princes.
I'm
from
sorry,
David
what?
Beckham. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, dude, look it up. He got voted out of Miami because he was too corrupt, even for Miamians.
What? This is how out of touch I am. After that party, I totally went off the grid in Miami. I thought Francis Suarez was the man, apparently.
He was, like, 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm so behind, dude. Whoa.
And he accepted money from foreign nations, from David Beckham's family, and a whole bunch of other stuff to do a whole bunch of shit. And he and his entire administration are being investigated still for being foreign agents.
Whoa. He's still the mayor, though, right now.
No, he got voted out.
According to Miami.gov, he is the 43rd and current mayor of Miami.
Really? Still? I thought that was gone now. His election isn't up yet. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, rabbit hole. I'm going to have to dig into that. I will report back on it later, what I find.
Yeah, you'll have a good time with it. It's really interesting. It's super Miami. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Now,
wow.
Alex, while you mentally prepare yourself for Shib, I do want to let people know that if you missed a token, you want to hear a summary, we can try and give a couple of those summaries, but I do want you to know, we're going to post this, like we post all of our streams, to the YouTube channel, which is Faceless Labs, Faceless_Labs. But the easiest way to find it is to go to the riseupmorningshow.com. Because all of our social links are there. You can find the YouTube, you can find the Discord where the show lives 24/7, you can find our schedule, all of our official links, and you can sign up to the newsletter, which is like the best, briefest bullets from a week in review of shows that we do. If we talk about a cool thing, it'll go in the newsletter. But all the streams will be on the YouTube channel. And the playlist you're looking for this stream will be Rise Up After Dark. So stay tuned. We might do some summaries, but we're going to keep rolling because you can find it all at theriseupmorningshow.com.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm not trying to deny you the pleasure of thoroughly analyzing maybe one of the greatest meme tokens to date. Is it the greatest?
But before we do, guys, it's a real good time just to let you know, I think Evan mentioned a few great things, but other ways that are fantastic to engage with us other than hopping on the lives that we do in the morning times, Thursday at night, following us, talking to us there, but hop into the Discord also if you aren't already. We are here to try to help you become self-sufficient enjoyers of being on chain in a safe and efficient way, whether that's for investing, whether that's for learning about the technology, whether that's to build a community and network in a safe way without getting scammed, without being taken advantage of, and also without getting really confused by all of the weird Web3 terminology, crypto bro terminology that everybody uses, okay? So join us in the Discord. We have a community of people who work at Coinbase, who are lawyers, entrepreneurs, engineers, people who work in the service industry, your regular mom, pa down the road, everybody, young, old, all across the board. It's a great community. Dive on in, start networking with people, and guess what? It's totally free. With that, Alex loves meme coins. He's the biggest meme coin enjoyer I've ever seen. When people say, who's that guy? And I go, that guy? Well, man, let me tell you, his name's Alec, and boy, oh boy, does he love Shiba Inu and all these memes. He gives C's to everything else, but A+++s to these here meme coins. So Alex, go away and talk about Shiba Inu and what it means to you and how it makes you smile every day.
Yeah, and try not to go on too much, Alex. Like, we're not sponsored by Shiba Inu, man. So just...
All right.
He just refuses to talk.
He says, let's grade it.
I'm gonna hit you guys with the stoicism here.
With the technical analysis?
No, I think I might surprise you a little bit with this one.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right.
So the overview will be brief, and then I'll get into my feelings and opinions about it. Shib, for those who don't know, is the main token inside of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, which is not the first meme, but it's pretty damn close. There were not a lot of note before that. And Shib was probably what I would call the most well-known dog derivative post Dogecoin. So obviously, Doge started the idea of the memes. We could do a Doge thing another time, won't get into that. Shib then kind of started to really flex the idea of picking a trendy narrative in meme land and just making a shitload of versions of it because, hey, just the same way that there were 30 million monkey-flavored JPEGs, Shib is one of many dog-flavored meme coins. And they actually were one of the first ones to decide, you know what, guys? We're not gonna just stop at being a pile of doo-doo. We are going to add different flavors to this pile of crap, and we're gonna build a frickin' ecosystem around this thing. So they've got all kinds of stuff. I want to say there's 2 other main tokens in the ecosystem. I think Leash and Bone. So obviously, dog themed, that all have their own little, I'm going to put this in quotes, reasons for existence inside of the Shib ecosystem. If I'm giving like an objective analysis of Shib as a meme, so like 2 different ways that I would analyze a cryptocurrency. Like if I'm looking at something that is, a crypto that's like trying to tell me it's got some sort of utility, I want to know the purpose. Shib is for entertainment. It's funny. That's why it exists. It exists to be entertaining. And I believe that entertainment is subjective, so I can't give it like a bad score for entertainment value because undeniably it's massive. It's one of the biggest memes on the planet.
It's one of the biggest cryptocurrencies on the planet.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
up there. Actually, let me get the accurate number of like what rank it is because it is up there.
It's number 16.
Number 16 with a market cap of 8.2 billion. Let's name just a couple things that Shib is bigger than, shall we?
Yeah, please do. I love this.
It's bigger than Chainlink. It's bigger than Polkadot. It's bigger than Dai. Near,
Is it bigger than Cardano?
Litecoin. Huh?
Is it bigger than Cardano? I don't think so, but it's got to be very close.
No, Cardano is sitting at number 12 with a $12.6 billion market cap.
I just know Charles Hoskinson would wake up and maybe that would be the day he just drank bleach, would be when Shib surpassed Cardano in market cap.
His last venture into the mountainous wilderness was actually in preparation for the day that Shib passes him. I mean, it's bigger than Uniswap. It's bigger than Polygon by like a lot. It's bigger than ICP, Aptos, Monero, Stellar, ETH Classic, Stacks.
People love the memes. We should have given Banana a bigger grade.
Now, those of you who have listened to me talk know that like the meme thing is a fun joke, but genuinely, I do not have anything against authentic and honest memes. Memes that are bullshit for the sake of being entertaining and bullshit and a gamble. Who doesn't like going to Vegas with their friends every now and then? Shib is just one of those that's like, we've transcended past ruggability. This thing's not going to rug tomorrow. It can't. It's too big.
Right.
Could it be replaced by something funnier? Possibly. And like, if I was going to pick, a chariot to hitch myself to in the OG meme land, I don't think it'll surprise anyone when I say that my favorite is Pepe, just because the Pepe meme is my favorite. I love the frog. I mean, anyone who's been with me in Discord knows that I reply to almost everything with a Pepe emoji of some kind. So, I don't know. I mean, what else can I say about it? It's Shib.
Can it ever go to Ascent? Oh, did
No.
you know? I'm sorry, Will. I rugged.
No, all good. But would you like to know where Shiba Inu would rank based on the size of its market cap as compared to global companies?
Yes,
Yes, I
much
would.
so, yes.
It would be ranked, let's see, it's currently at 8.247. It would be the 1,000, it would be in place 1,948.
God, that's just incredible.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
Shiba Inu.
Shib. Shib, ladies and gentlemen.
It's bigger than one of my biggest clients. Yeah. Oh my
Will,
god.
you should tell them that tomorrow.
I should tell. I'm gonna tell them that. I have a meeting with them in a week. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, you're gonna hate this.
Yeah, sorry, but
All that hard work you guys do. They're a chemical manufacturing company, and I just saw their name, and I was like, wait, I know them. Wait, I know them deeply.
Yeah, so I think that that's about as much as I can say about it. this is not an investment. It's a gamble. It's a fun casino game. I think of this kind of like old Vegas. You know, like if you know anything about Las Vegas, there's like new hip Vegas. There's like, you know, the new sleek, sexy hotels, and then there's Fremont Street with the cowboy sign, and there's the Sands, and there's, you know, Caesar's Palace, and there's all this stuff. Shib is Caesar's Palace as far as Vegas is concerned, right? Like it's a timeless classic. Your grandpa probably loves it.
I love it. I love Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, I love
That's about it.
What I'll say, the only thing I'll say on top of that is, it is a team that keeps building and tries to provide value to its holders. It put in a burn mechanic earlier this year, which is really cool to see. The reduction of the supply that helps the price go up. And they have another big upgrade coming at the end of this year to air quotes, and I didn't look into detail, but air quotes, it is to give more power of voting to Shiba Inu holders for the future of the ecosystem. And like that stuff's just cool. So like they're here, they're still building. It's unruggable. As long as there is a bull market, its price will go up. So like, you know, it's a good time. Shiba Inu is a good time. You know,
Yeah.
I can't hate it.
So I don't have anything to add except to say, if you have a minute, you should do yourself a favor and just Google the history of it. You can probably start on CoinGecko because it is a fun little trivia tidbit about the history of our space. Vitalik Buterin holds 50% of the supply. He burned it or donated the liquidity from it. But you know, there's an L2 they built. They built a swap. It's a great example of what can happen when you get a lot of money for a dog token and decide to say, hold my beer.
Whether
So,
you
check it out.
Whether you like it or not, you know, and I try not to be high horsey about it just because I think that's a lame attitude to have.
Yeah.
Like whether you like it or not, Shib is an undeniable piece of crypto and Web3 history that will be at least a collector's item amongst some small circle, I think, for the rest of the time that it exists.
Yes. My only concern with it as an investment is because it's been around for so long, you do have salty bag holders at higher levels who would look to sell on you.
Yeah.
Because of that, I think we're ready for grades. I would give it a B- myself.
Can I just say, before I say this out loud, that the grade that I'm about to give this thing is not lost on me. And looking at like the rest of the board, I cannot wait to see the end of tonight when Shib has a better grade than almost everything else on this freaking
It has a
list.
better grade than Pith.
Hit us with it, Alex. Hit us with it.
Guys, I promise we're serious. We're serious Web3 enthusiasts and educators. And I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do.
Just say, man.
But, dude, Shib's got to be a B for me.
Oh, dude, I thought you were going to do something wild. Listen,
I thought it was going to be B+, but still.
I'm going to do
wild.
something wild for you. This is for the culture. This is for the vibes. I agree completely with Will. I probably will never buy this except for my scrapbook. If it starts to go sideways, maybe I would swing trade it someday because I thought it was fun. I don't have any way to tell you what to do with it. I'm going to give it an S. S
did we,
for S tier. Oh, did I rug?
Nope. I got you.
Oh, no, sorry. I lost you guys for a second here.
No, man, you rugged me when I was telling you
My
I'm going to give
TikTok
it.
was like, you do not get an S tier.
No, it's an S tier. It's an S from me. S for Shib, and I don't know if that's high or low, but it's like no. It's S.
All right.
It's S for Shib. That's what I'm giving it.
Okay, wait. Time out. Just because Evan doesn't know anything about culture, which is funny because he's the actor who's going to be on a TV show airing on NBC later this year. S tier is as good as it gets, Evan.
Listen,
is
I know
the
that.
top-
I know
Okay,
that.
you just
Okay.
said no.
I'm
Guys,
giving
we
it
got
an
to
S
put a
for the
grade on
culture.
here. We got to move on. We only got 15 minutes. So
No,
what
this is the
side-
Shib stream now, Will. You did this to us by assigning it to me.
guys, we gotta get through this. We gotta get through.
Give
at
it a
least one
B.
more.
Give it a B plus, which stands for B positive for the culture, and draw a little smiley face next to it for the culture too.
Okay, all right. You know what? Just because that sounds nice.
Will.
B plus smiley face. Will said B minus. Okay, there we go. I feel like I'm included.
Real quick, as a palate cleanser, just for the record, Shib's not an investment, okay? It's an important piece
No.
of crypto culture. this is not your 401k. All right, we're having fun here.
I also love the comment that was just like, I hate how I agree with this board so much.
Just as a quick palate cleanser, real quick, over here on Twitter, still crushing it. My good friend Sam is in the middle of a 24-hour charity live stream for Extra Life, a Children's Miracle Hospital Network charity. They are currently 11 hours and 45 minutes into the 24-hour stream. They've currently raised $28,334, the first $25,000 of which has been matched. So we're over $53,000 raised so far. I was on it earlier. I'm gonna go back in and check it out again. These are the kings of Web3 gaming. If you want to learn about prime Web3 gaming culture, who's killing it, first of all, don't listen to TikTok, okay? I've come to realize after meeting these guys, no one on TikTok has any goddamn clue what's happening in Web3 gaming. They just bullshit you all day long. Avalanche is not the king, I'm sorry to say. If you want to learn about Web3 gaming for real, go listen to people like Sam. He hosts an incredible Twitter space a couple times a week. It's the best space on Twitter by far. I've got links in the general chat. It's my pinned tweet right now. Not pinned, my first couple tweets. So shout out to Sam. And if you guys have a couple bucks to donate to something, his charity drive, actually, I think he just became the 5th biggest charity drive for Extra Life in the history of the organization from this week.
Wow, that's incredible.
They're killing it. So anyway.
I'll jump in there with you afterwards. Will, I know we're running up on our time. Do you want to just kind of go quick? We've got Spike, we've got Well. I'm leaving Well, I can be quick on that.
Let's start with Moonwell first.
Okay.
And we'll end with Spike, because Spike's fast, I feel like.
Yeah.
So let's do Moonwell, Evan.
Will, can I ask you to pull up the DeFi Llama for a base on it? Because I don't know comparatively what it is to Arrow, but that's where I'm going to take it. Moonwell, if you don't know, and if we have time, let's do one more audience suggestion. I will say quickly, because someone asked, if you want to hear something we've already talked about, AIOZ is getting a lot of question marks in the comments. I said what I said. We stand by our man. And if you want to hear what we said, we will have it uploaded to YouTube. You can catch the stream later. We'll give you the links in a minute. Stay with us, though, because after we do this, we're going to give our top pick of the night and give you all those links one more time. Moonwell, if you don't know. It is a DeFi protocol on Base. And actually, I don't know what happened today, but it had kind of a strong growth spurt this morning, like a 10, 15, 20%, and then it just kind of dumped over. It is a layer 1 on Base, or excuse me, it is a DeFi. It is a DeFi protocol on Base, the Ethereum L2, and it is growing quickly, but I believe it is significantly lagging behind Aerodrome in terms of TVL. Decentralized exchanges are huge as infrastructure. They play a critical role in providing liquidity to an ecosystem. The question is, how big do you think it's going to get? How active are people there? And how much value is locked? So, Will, what are you looking at here? Can you give us some context for these numbers?
Yes, so what we're looking at here is this is DeFi Llama. This is the TVL, so the total value locked within Base. And you have Aerodrome up here. And Aerodrome is a decentralized exchange with $582 million. Come down to Moonwell. Moonwell is ranked 8th. It is a lending protocol, and it has roughly $60 million. So almost 1/10 of the TVL that Aerodrome has. And the other thing that's interesting to note is that while it's not technically a direct competitor,
right,
Extra Finance, which is a leveraged farming protocol, which provides a similar end goal as what a lending protocol does, which is you take your crypto and you want to get interest off of that.
Yeah, rewards for it.
Yeah, it has twice as much TVL, which makes sense because people like collateralizing their stuff and using leverage, which is risky, but it does give you better rewards.
And Will, correct me if I'm wrong, you've looked at this a couple of times in the last few months. This is down for Moonwell, and the others are up from where they have been a month or 3 months or 6 months ago. Is that right?
If we look at Moonwell, which is right here, Moonwell's TVL growth over the past month is down 21%, and that is the second worst behind Uniswap, which I would immediately throw out. So for a coin that's on base, Moonwell has the worst performance this month for TVL, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Al,
If
what
we
do you
take
think?
a look at its TVL, this is what the chart for its TVL looks like, which still looks pretty solid. And then for its Ethereum on there, not crazy growth, but some growth. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I am wary of any DeFi protocol. Getting in early is important. Paying attention is important. There's an opportunity to have a product and a service that makes money, but hedge your bets. I invest in one DeFi protocol in the base ecosystem, and it's Aerodrome, because it just seems like the one with the most proof in the pudding. So that's, I'm pretty well met on that. I think it's interesting. I like the product, but I probably wouldn't spend more time on it than when I happen to see it on DeFi Llama because I'm looking at something else.
Yeah, for me, it's I did invest in it a while back, and the thing is that lending protocols just don't do as well as a decentralized exchange. If it's the decentralized exchange of a hot platform, its price typically does well. But lending protocols, the space is so competitive. It's the price of them going up is it's just less likely.
Well, we don't have to talk about this now, but I thought it was an exchange. I didn't realize it was just a lending protocol.
No, it's a lending protocol.
If somebody is confused about the differences in those terms, that's another reason to jump in the Discord. I am about to drop a quick glossary on some of the terms you encounter commonly. We can do a DeFi edition. We'll add to it over time. But there's also a great resource that CoinGecko publishes called How to DeFi that will tell you what is yield farming, what is staking, what is aggregating, what is a leverage, what is a perp dex, what is this, what is that. Awesome resource. I think it's like $15. But if you get in the Discord, I can copy and paste a bunch of it for you for free. Don't tell CoinGecko. I'd be glad to do it.
Also, another great free one is, of course, coinbase.com/learn. A bunch of those terms they've got really good definitions for and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Not sponsored, but it should be.
I'm gonna give it a. I forget what I've been trying to keep track and I keep forgetting. I'm not very bullish on this one, so I would give it a low grade comparatively, is what I would say.
It's no Shib, I'll tell you that.
It's no Shib, I'll tell you that. I honestly, I would give it a D.
I'd give it a C plus just because it is within base, which is hot. The lending protocol is still doing well as compared to other lending protocols. There's still potential there, but it's not going to be higher than a B minus for me because lending protocols just haven't shown to be hot this cycle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with your guys' rating. It's not something I have ever looked into. Everything I know about it has come from listening to the two of you guys talk about it right now, and the couple times we've mentioned it before. And if I was going to be like making another play like in the base ecosystem, I would not be picking this one.
No,
So-
I'd just be buying Aerodrome moving forward. I'd go to C plus, honestly, just because if compared to buying Moonwell or Aerodrome, I'd just buy Aerodrome.
Me too.
Yep.
Same.
Yeah. So Evan, what were you at?
I had a D, so give it like a C or a C minus, whatever. I think it's fine. C.
Yep.
We'll see. All right.
And I'm pulling up the chart for Spike because I haven't looked at it in a while, but I don't know how I feel about this one.
I was gonna say just
Make sure
to
you pull up the right spike.
to save us a minute there. A lot of the same kind of sentiment about like what is a meme? Why does a meme matter? Like what's the point of a meme? All of that
Yeah.
stuff that we said about Shib can apply to any meme, right? Like if I'm looking at a meme, the only thing I really give a shit about is authentic representation. Like I just want them to embrace the fact that they're a meme, they're here for entertainment, and maybe we're all going to lose all of our money, or maybe a couple people are going to get lucky, but don't lie to me and tell me it's going to cure cancer and press my pants.
No, and I feel like the narrative for Spike was it's caught. It's the Pepe thing. It's the Boys Club thing. Matt Fury, the artist who created Pepe the Frog, has been popular this meme cycle. You may have heard of Brett. You may have heard of Punky. You may have heard of I think there are a couple of others. Andy. Some of these are in what they call the Boys Club because of like the characters' relationship to one another that has made them, for one reason or another, I think popular. The narrative around Spike is that I have heard is that it's Matt Fury's first drawing. Yeah. And so since you like all the other Matt Fury memes, you gotta like this one because it's the first one. But the feeling I get when I hear everybody talking about it is like I don't know, like the kid at the party where everybody's like playing Power Rangers, and his Power Ranger is one that we all acknowledge is just not that cool for whatever reason, but he really likes it. And it's not even that he really likes it, but that he wants to be accepted by the group, so he just tries so hard. That's like the feeling that I get from the Spike community. I don't feel like it has the attention. And the chart honestly kind of looks like a Stegosaurus, so maybe they just did it for the vibes. I don't know, because I think Spike is some kind of dinosaur. But
It is,
I wouldn't pay attention to it. I would rather have a copy of Matt Fury's Spike drawing as an NFT than I would Spike tokens, personally. That's how I feel. But the market cap is just under $1 million. If they did get a significant amount of attention for some reason, then that is absolutely the kind of meme token. Like if Matt Fury was like, "Why is no one loving Spike?" tweeted it, then it would probably blow up to 5 million or 10 million. You know what I mean? Overnight.
Yeah, it's unpredictable. It's dumb. It's a gamble. You know, this is the slot machine pull. You know, like, is someone gonna make money on this thing? Yes. For every one person who makes money on it, 100 are gonna lose it. So you know, if you're gonna grab any of these things, you're grabbing it for the culture, and you're grabbing it because you want to play craps for the night.
Yeah, just any money that you put into this kind of a thing, just make sure it's money that if it disappears and goes to zero, you're totally fine with.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, like, I'd give it I'm debating between a D or a D plus, simply because the Matt Fury meme trend has been hot, and there's some volatility there to trade, you know? But I'd go with a D, because if you're going to lose your money on Matt Fury coins, probably go with the bigger, more, you know, established Matt Fury ones, like maybe Land Wolf. That thing's been sliding like a rock and water. But
Did you see Blockchain Boy's video where he was like, "Listen,
Yes.
guys, I know it's hard." This
I
poor
messaged
guy.
him afterwards, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to just take the rest of that Land Wolf bag and invest in a movie?" He was like, "Sorry, bro, I like you, but I invest in things I know." And I was like, "Hey man, 115% ROI if the movie makes profits. Come on, you'll be an
my
executive producer."
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know, I'm out here hustling for my brother.
No, that's cool. I almost would give Spike an S minus because I gave Shib an S, you know, and it's for the culture. I don't know. I would give it. Would you say, Will, a D? I'd give it a D minus.
Okay,
Or an E. Honestly, I would give it an E. It's down for me.
guys,
Spike
we can do Fs if you
we
want
can
to
do
give
Fs. I'll give it an F. I'll give Spike an F. I haven't given an F yet. I've been kind of
F
waiting
there.
for like Hex or something like that to give an F to, but Spike can get an F. Sorry, Spike.
I mean,
F
they did
plus.
rug pull once, and now it's a community takeover. So you know,
You know.
Alex, where you at?
Oh, it's
How do I?
I think it's
yeah,
PHBT. PHBT is how you spell.
Wow. I really love when people can spell sounds well, and I think that's a great one. That PHBT, that's good. That's good. Maybe TT, PHBTT. Yeah, just like Will has it.
So,
Nice.
F, sad face.
Spelled
the
just like
grade.
it sounds.
That's the grade for Spike, everybody. What
And
is
remember
high-
the trend, hold us accountable to this, if you're a poly market bettor and you want to open a betting market and rise up after dark, the trend so far is that the coins we've assigned a good grade to have just tanked. And I think the
Immediately.
coins we've rocked have gone up. What did we give Velodrome last week? Like a C minus, and somebody told me, hey, it went up 50% today. And I was like, there you go.
So I just put everything into Spike.
I want to give the just the final shout out of the evening to this. Just been killing me for the entire stream. Like, props to you for hanging out for the whole time. I think you posted. I think Bitcoin will go up at least 800
Yes.
times.
By user.
Yeah,
Yes.
user, we love you. That
Yeah,
might be my
love
pick
you.
of the night. I am bullish on user.
I'm
As
bullish
you-
on user.
As user says, taking this absolutely as financial advice. This is good financial advice. I will be
This is
investing
reliable
everything
financial advice. Crypto machine
Great
user is
over.
wild.
over C minus. This is reliable financial advice. I just want to say, someone should make a meme of you because that's great. The moral of the story is we think Bitcoin will go up eventually.
Yes. It is a true statement. Bitcoin go up eventually.
And if you buy anything as a result of the nonsense that we've been saying on tonight's stream, it's your funeral and Godspeed, my friend.
Man. Do you want to do
hey, guys,
quick round of top picks, Will, or do we got to go?
I was just going to say, before we do, happy to do the round of top picks, but I want to say, guys, the chat has been fantastic today. It's been firing. You guys are cracking jokes, chatting with each other. You guys have been fantastic this evening. So, Alex, Evan, last thoughts, last picks, coins you're looking at, whatever you want to say.
Al, you want to go first?
What happens if I say Shib?
Then you're fired, man.
Right here.
I think we've had a good range of tokens and coins that were covered today. We had, all the way from like just tried and true, titans of the space with Chainlink, all the way to with Spike, and everything in between. I gave my no of the night to Lossless, and I stand by that even after talking about the rest of it. We had a new meme and a classic mainstay meme. So this was quite a good smattering. I don't know. I feel quite well met with the list that we gave.
Well met.
If I had to pick a top pick off of the list, that's tough.
Yeah, will you show us the list one more time, Will? Because I think folks in the audience need to make their picks too.
Yeah, guys, let us know what your top pick here is. If you want to ignore the grade, go for it. But let us know what your grade is too.
It's kind of funny. Just because picking Chainlink feels boring, I'm really sorry.
Don't be sorry. We said you love to gush about Shiba Inu. We told everybody this. You love meme coins.
They're prepared.
My top picks for the night go to Stacks and Shib. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay, I can take it, man. I can take it.
Christina says,
I'm gonna have to break the news to Baby Doge and tell him that we're dropping their sponsorship of the rescue in favor of springboarding to Shib. They were just a stepping stone.
Don't worry, Evan. They already dropped us.
They dropped us.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sad about it. That was a good part of the lore of the rescue, but hopefully we'll move on to bigger and better things in terms of maybe Shiba Inu.
Getting sponsored by a dog-themed meme coin was a great moment in the rescue's history. We've moved on to bigger and better things.
Well, in that case, I'm going to do what you didn't have the courage to do. I'm giving my top pick of the night to Link. I don't think it will probably be the best returning investment, maybe even out of all the assets listed on this board.
You wuss.
For everybody who wants to know why we hated on AIOZ, you're going to have to watch the stream. I think AIOZ might outperform Chainlink in terms of buying $1 of it today and getting more money back in a year. But I also think that the confidence and conviction I have in something like Link, AIOZ, 10 years from now, they might be a fast food restaurant with the record that they have. Chainlink, I feel much more certain, is going to be providing a service to people that folks like your grandma and folks like Vitalik Buterin rely on, and they mostly won't know it every day. So that's my pick of the night. What about you, Will?
So if Bitcoin starts going up again, right? We know that for sure, and the bull run continues. I have different answers if it's going up or if Bitcoin's going down. If Bitcoin's going up, I'm buying AIOZ, which, by the way, I think I gave like a B or B+.
Yeah, Will liked it.
The community is strong, and the copycat of Render would probably still do well. And then I would also probably get Stacks. If the market's going down and I had to buy two in dollar cost average, it would be Chainlink because I know it would come back, and it's Shib because I know Shiba Inu is not going anywhere. Everything else here potentially replaceable due to competition or fads.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Very well said. I'm looking at the comments to try and see folks what they think. Link equals base. Sui is A++. XRP is an F.
Quick shout out, I guess, for a guest that I'm working on seducing for the morning show.
Yeah.
Is one of the original 10 employees at Chainlink when that thing launched. Yeah, met him at Consensus. He looks like a Viking and he's cool as shit. So we'll get him on there eventually. He can talk about the kickoff and launch of that.
No, I like all those things. Well, guys, we are at the end, so thank you for joining us from start to finish. And remember, if you want to continue to hang out with us, we have our lives in the morning, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this altcoin deep dive every Thursday now. The third episode will be next Thursday evening, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us in our Discord. Links are in the bio. If those links don't work, send us a DM to us, not to our copycats, to us. We will send you the invite directly. If you're not following these guys, what are you doing? Give them a follow, give them some likes, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, outside of that cringy influencer pluggy stuff. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you, everybody.
Do good
Thank
things,
you, Will,
be
for
good
hosting.
people, make a bunch of money. See
Rise
you guys.
up, everybody.
See you, Alex. See you, Evan.
Hey guys.